Hey, what's up guys? This is Max again, and this is going to be our 13th video in the Platinum Climb Self Coaching Series. We have a match here on Lijiang Towers where I end up playing as a solo healer for 2 rounds. Now the main lesson to take away from this one is going to be the fact that, as the title says, don't complain about triple DPS. We get 2 tanks and 1 healer with 3 DPS, and I personally believe that we were able to come out on top in this situation because rather than getting mad, throwing blame, tilting about it, we worked with it and were able to come out better for it. So without any further ado, let's get into the match. Of course, we have to up the quality or make sure that it stays consistent.
We're fine, the other team has a weeb.
Gonna skip ahead a little bit.
No, the weeb's in plat. We might have a.
How do you tell they're a weeb?
Has the.
Buddy. Okay.
Alright. So,
Oh, no.
I don't yet know any of the main rollouts. I've been practicing them, but
Also,
I can't
speaking
quite
of
get
that,
them
dude,
right.
DC?
But I do try and get there first so that I can cause a situation like that where we were able to, because they went cliffside, which is a very terrible idea in any level of the game, especially on maps like Lijiang, Market Side, or Nepal Sanctum. There's just so much opportunity to just lose players right off the bat without even the fight starting. So even though we're only running 1 healer here, we've already guaranteed the win. They lost their Moira and their Hog, so they're down a tank. They're down their main healer. All we have to do is make sure that I don't die, so I can continue supporting our team with heals, and then systematically take them out. Now we have a Symmetra, I believe, so this guy is pretty much done for. Even though he looks like he's about to charge me, I think I buy myself enough time to get out of the way with this here sound wave. And we've already mopped them up.
I feel. I just unclenched.
Oh, turn it up.
My God.
Booty hole and win this game, I do.
I think they're coming down main.
At this point, I still haven't realized in the match that I'm the only healer.
Guys, we only have 0 heals.
Yes, hence the clench.
So a Reinhardt noticed before I
Reinhardt
did
is
that
in
we
our back
only
line.
had the... I'm going to turn down the game volume on this real quick. So a Reinhardt noticed before I did that we only had myself as heals. So I let that charge go through so that I could sound barrier it. They hit the Hog, but Hog can still die to a well-timed charge if he is less than half health. So it was important to protect him, in my opinion. Basically, all we have to do is sustain long enough to get more kills than they have early on in the fight, and then it's won. We don't have, like, we only lost one player there, and I believe, I'm gonna get this off in just a second. We lost our Reinhardt. Not that big of a deal. Like I just said there. I'm gonna prioritize my survival, and that's it. When you're solo healing, that's the main thing.
Real big brain?
You
Prioritizing knocking them off of staying alive.
Yeah, when you're solo healing, your survival is top priority because they're gunning for you, and that makes them overextend for you, as well as the moment you die, your team dies. But I'm guarding cliffside with Lucio because that's what I usually do on this sort of map, this one and Nepal. But I'm also trying to stay around the wall so that I can hide if need be. I think we're actually going to lose at this point, lose the point. There wasn't anything that really went wrong there aside from the fact that I couldn't be in 2 places at once as Lucio. So our front line crumbled while our back line was trying to deal with the flankers. So we ended up not being able to form a coherent defense, because no matter what, they're going to come from one direction or the other. And now this is just poke phase, trying to figure out if we can go in on this or not, and I don't think we can. I think we end up losing this one, and it's mostly gonna be just an ultimate battle. We throw in our shield. They throw out the mines and the Death Blossom. I use my sound barrier to protect against Death Blossom, but it's not gonna be enough. Not to win the fight, but I think we sustain long enough to they've lost more resources than us, and we end up pushing in anyway. I'm just trying to keep my tank alive because
we're being challenged by a weeb.
I try and hold on to the tank here so that we don't end up getting majorly staggered, because the main thing you need are your main healer and your main tank. Everything else is situational. And since we're playing a Reinhardt into a Winston, as long as the Winston challenges our Reinhardt, he's gonna lose.
They don't have a shield up right now, but their Sim's bound to have theirs.
I'm just trying to give him information on what the push is like. And yep, he waited till we took down the shield, which is a good thing. And as I stated there, their Sim hadn't used her shield yet, and we'd used ours once at least, so for sure she was going to have it. And we gotta hold this, or else it's gonna be 3 rounds, and I don't believe we end up with 3 rounds. So we basically drew out a lot of their ults at the beginning of this fight, so that when we pushed ours after just simply surviving theirs,
That could have gone
we
better,
won
but that also
easily.
could have gone worse.
True. We gotta hold this though. They're gonna have one push.
That's not how you hold it.
Alright, if we can keep them off, we good. Nice.
Alright, so that we can keep them off, we good. Thorothiel is about the fact that they have to touch the point within 3 seconds of the beginning of overtime for it to activate. If they don't, then it's match over already, or round over. So that's what I was talking about there, and that's how come I was guarding that side where Sim was attempting to push in. We have some conversation here about whether or not I stay on Lucio. We don't end up getting a new person to take over, so I actually switch here real quick.
It's gonna be the one neither of us like. Yeah.
And that's gonna be, it's gonna be an advantage actually. I chose Moira specifically because of her raw healing output. Now, a lot of people say Moira's not good in the higher ranks because she doesn't offer any utility, and that is true. She doesn't offer any utility. But think about it this way: if you have Moira as your healer, your only healer, and you have, I don't know, maybe a Doomfist or a Junkrat in the second healer spot, or maybe a soldier to protect against the fire or something like that. Basically, just as long as you have the second healer spot applies more utility. If you can do that, then you're okay with just running a Moira.
Do my bidding, please.
So she does all the healing. We have a Genji, or maybe in this case a Symmetra to put up turrets, and it's worthwhile. It's not her disadvantage becomes an advantage.
What do you got over there, Genji?
That's much better.
Now I'm gonna mostly stay close to my Reinhardt with all of this because I need the protection, and he's the only one that can provide it. Right now I'm on the far side away from everybody, and I just dodged the Doomfist because I heard him coming. But it's most of the time I'm going to stay with my Reinhardt because the other characters simply aren't designed to protect or to create space. As the Reinhardt creates space, they try to target me, he soaks up most of the damage, and then I get more ult charge. Positionally, I probably could be in slightly better spots. Like I could be up there with the Roadhog and the Bastion, and the Roadhog is just playing. He's just playing bodyguard to our Bastion, so that like they can't get a hook on him or anything else like that. I almost stepped on the med pack there. I think I was 100% health, so it wouldn't have mattered, but I consciously left it for my right
Yeah,
foot
I was
because
just,
he was going to
seeing
need it
if I could
more.
get more ult charge, but I'm already halfway, so we're good.
Um,
Silver damage, what?
But if I were playing Ana
That's
up there with the
I guess they're going around
the
the
Bastion
outside.
would be the right choice, but considering the range Moira has on her her spray and her biotic grasp, it's more important to be down in the fight, and she can survive down in the fight better, so that's all right. Right now I'm just kiting my way back because I kind of feel like this fight is a little bit on the lost side. I'm using the sim barrier to protect against the soldier, and that's a good thing. Like, you don't have to like use a support ult to stop stuff like that. If you've got the right DPS ultimate, it's pretty good. Anyway, as usual, I don't have a whole lot of like. I feel that my positioning's okay most of the time, but I'm not yet at the conscious level of it where I can look at it and say, well, I should have been standing 10 feet to my right. Aside from what I was saying earlier with where I should have been positioned up with our Bastion towards the mid fight on the Mega, I really don't think my positioning was all that bad. I didn't die the second round, and the first round I only died when the team fight was over. With Lucio, I tend to be kind of all over the place, so positioning is not as much of a thing as long as I am certain not to overextend or to get myself caught out because of it, which does happen sometimes. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. I'll get this one posted probably before I head out to work, and then I think we've got 4 more, maybe just 3 more matches after this to pull from the Platinum Climb playlist. I am going to be removing that playlist once I've done this, because they're duplicate videos basically. And then we'll start posting more videos that lead up to my eventual position in Platinum. This new season 17 I think it is now, I haven't actually played my placement matches on Viper, simply because I spend most of my free time right now when I'm not at work or playing casually with my friends, editing videos or creating these videos. So once that's taken care of and I can actually get back to, once I finish my Platinum Climb series, coaching series, I'm actually going to get back to playing, and I'm hopefully, I'm not going to be posting every match. I'm not going to be posting them in a coaching format. I'm going to see if I can't just create like weekly highlight videos, or maybe either daily highlight videos depending on how often I play, or weekly highlight videos. If you guys have a preference, go ahead and leave a comment in the description, or leave a comment below to say which way do you think would be better. This would be a personal highlight reel. It wouldn't be like how Overwatch Pro plays or anything like that. Like Rapida, they get submissions for these. I'm just going to be doing straight up my own any highlights that I have for mine, which means it's not only going to be competitive, but I do have a lot of time on 3v3 lockout elimination, which is my personal favorite game mode. It's a lot like the old Counter-Strike style games where you win if you manage to kill all the teammates. But it's a lot easier to do it with 3 characters than with the 6 that 6v6 is, so I prefer the 3v3. Anyway, that's going to be all for now. Thanks very much, guys.